Well, actually lost it. Again, is it working? Yeah, okay. So what an exciting summit week it's been. I think, Richard, you told me 320, 340, I forget the exact number, but really both exciting to see the number of people taking an interest in our work. We obviously have a lot of new people coming, that raises challenges. But exciting also, I think, to see the number of I'd say large corporate bodies focusing on the work and starting to need and demand output from us. So for me, this is both exciting and challenging. But I do think it's been a good week, and I really want to spend a bit of time to thank all the room leaders who work very, very hard at the organisation. It's a great challenge to bring all these agendas together. It's a great challenge to contrive all the speakers and get everybody there on time, and to marshal all the resources. And it's a particular challenge for the hosts. I think, Sergio, really, it has been a very hospitable, welcome, and well-organised summit, and I really appreciate that. And I know that you and Richard worked really hard to adjust all the agendas to make it sort of smooth and perfect for everybody. Thank you very much. I really do think that's tremendous work. Thank you very much. So I think this is really an important slide in terms of the growing numbers of people and represents an awful lot, and that's why I dwell on this for a moment. I think there are some important highlights. First of all, for me, the chance to really celebrate those professional contributors who've worked over the last 21 years, and I hope to establish some ongoing sense of respect and trying to build up that strength and body of professional contribution is a really important, I think, milestone. So I was very excited by this opportunity. This was also a worthy contributor, and I was pleased that we took the opportunity to honour Patrick at the dinner on Tuesday or Monday. These MOUs are sort of significant because really they represent people committing to come together to engage in some very serious and important projects for us, and that is a welcome step. It does, as I say, represent a challenge for Buildingsmart. We don't have great depth of resources, so we will be looking at how to honestly organise and marshal the right way forward with these companies that want to work with us. But I think it is an exciting milestone, and again, I'm very appreciative of people having the confidence to start working with us. And I think that I want to make some sort of special mention for the work that's been done. This is the signing of the ASI spec agreement with China BIM Rail Alliance, but it's also work been done in the same vein by KICT on the roads, and those are sort of great important bodies of work that provide the international community with a very significant platform from which to build on, and I think it's important that we mention that and note it. And of course, we have some sort of now, as has been noted, some sort of diplomatic and political challenges to make it all come smoothly. A lot of that is our job to provide this open, neutral environment where people can work together in a perhaps calm, consensus-building way. And I hope to provide that sort of environment for these projects. So this was some of the numbers, and I think they're impressive. Actually, I'm really, 34 nations, 145 companies. That for me are very important numbers to see that growing level of interest. The memorandums and the spec that I've mentioned. And I want to sort of acknowledge also that there are some sort of challenges that surface up in these these events, and I think they're always worthy of note. So I'm going to just spend a little bit of time to capture some of the, sort of go back over some of the ground I introduced at the beginning of the week, and identify some of the points I think we have to work on and take forward. I think this sort of simple articulation of what we're doing is important. We need to find ways to communicate and explain to people simple technical vision that kind of puts the pieces together and explains how they work. And I guess this is, for me, helpful at one level, but probably also there are aspects here that are not fully complete yet. I think this understanding the how we're going to manage which work is done in user-facing rooms, which work is done in the technical-facing rooms, and where the trade-offs will change over time depending on the maturity of the underlying IFC data schema for that particular area. But this also brings somewhat reflected here in the different size of either the data schema blocks or the MVD blocks. But I did come to realize then that in terms of some of our technical articulation, we are inconsistent in our use of technical terms, and I think that's something we've got to get better at and find a way to be clearer about what we mean when we talk about our different apps and things, and that we have these challenges about how the IFC works with the BSCD, and that discussion needs to be properly out in the open and articulated, and the discussion that is, I think, raised around linked data and how that fits into the picture. And I'm sure there is a good vision we need to put together. It's one of the things that I take out of this summit going forward. And if Dr. Sprenger, I welcome your comments and to some extent the throwing down of the gauntlet. My reaction is very much yes, of course, we are open to these discussions. I don't say anything about what the conclusion is. This is something we have to work through. But I think it's very important that we are an open community and we look to explore and take things forward and discuss them in the community. We will find a structured way to do that so that it doesn't disrupt everything else that we're doing. And then the final slide, I think, is just to put up here the meetings that we have coming and who we think the hosts are. And I think the lesson from this summit was, in some sense, the earlier. Right. I've done something wrong. The simple message, I think, was that where a chapter has agreed to host one of our summits, I think the earlier we can tie down the precise dates and the venue, the easier it is to manage the planning of these events in good time.